Welcome to A Man's Perspective. Today I'm going to be having a conversation with my good friend Adrian. Adrian has a bachelor's degree in history with a master's degree in education. Adrian, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for
Yeah,
inviting me, buddy.
I really admire your. I go to you for advice. I go to you for almost everything.
Me too.
So thank you.
I do too, yeah.
All right, I just want to ask a couple questions,
Sure.
and we'll just have a conversation about those questions. All right, the first question is about role models. Do you have any authors or historical figures that you look up to or have guided you in some way in life?
Oh yeah, I have so many off the top of my head. I'd have to sit down and really think that through. But
How about just the top one, someone out of the top
I
five?
would say, you know what? I'm a real fan of Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Wow. How come?
Well, he graduated from my school from Whittier College,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I've known all about him since I was a kid. And I think he had a pretty good presidency, except for that, Watergate scandal.
Yeah,
He did a lot of good things for the country. I like his upbringing. He's from Yorba Linda,
yeah. I knew that. Yeah.
and he was poor as a kid, lived on a farm, and he went to Whittier and Whittier High School, Whittier College, and
I don't know. He lived on a farm.
yeah, he lived on a farm in Yorba Linda. And
Wow.
then his dad had a grocery market, so I can relate because my dad's got a grocery market too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was,
How's it going? How's the market doing?
it's very good. The pandemic was crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, business was booming.
Really? In the market?
Oh yeah,
Even though we're supposed to be indoors and 6 feet apart and all that?
no markets and pharmacies and hospitals were open. Grocery markets, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, that's good. I'm glad that your dad's market was going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad's a pretty amazing man. When I met him, he was a tremendous man. So why else? Why else Richard Nixon? The Watergate doesn't affect you at all? You don't think that changes him?
Well, yeah, but I'm still a fan of his. He was still a good president. Mhm.
Okay.
He just hit that one barrier, and it all went downhill for him after that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know too much about it other than what I've seen on TV and things like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyone else? Any other authors or role models other than me?
Um,
You're supposed to laugh, but
I'm a fan of St. John Bosco.
Saint John Bosco.
Hmm.
What is he a saint of? What did he do?
He's a founder of the Salesian Order, Catholic Salesian Order,
Hmm.
and he's a priest, and he's founded schools for disadvantaged youth, and taught them trades and how to succeed in life and be good, moral, productive citizens in the 1890s in Italy. And that message has continued on till today with the Salesian Order and all the Catholic schools that are Salesian, based on his tradition.
Yeah, I read a book by it's called Falling Upward by by Father Richard Rohr, and he's um, gotta forget what order he's from, but the book was pretty good because it talked about the two parts of your life, how like the first part of your life you're learning, you're growing, you're becoming something, and then the latter part of your life you're teaching, you're passing that wisdom on. Who do you pass your wisdom on to, or how do you pass your wisdom on?
Hopefully, in my job, whenever I come into people, I hope I somehow have a positive impact on them, have a positive impact on my kids and my friends, and
Well,
just try to do the right thing.
you've had a positive impact on me,
Thanks.
because I go to you for advice about so many things. It seems like every time I see you at work, we're talking for 30, 40 minutes about something.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I know some of the stuff we can't talk about here, but we
Yeah.
do have long conversations. So, what if you could go back and talk to your younger self? What would you tell yourself?
Oh, I tell myself not to spend money on luxuries and fancy clothes, fancy cars, and not to blow my money and just save it and try to be as frugal as possible and to buy property
Yeah, yeah.
and invest. That's what I tell my younger self.
Yeah, property is one of the, it's led to more wealth
Mm-hmm.
investing in property than any other industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I would definitely tell myself too if I was younger. Hey, how's you just bought a house, right?
Yes.
How's that going? Did you like living there? You're,
I really like the area. Yeah. It's a very nice area. It's quiet. It's peaceful. Uh, it's a brand new house, so it's a great feeling to walk into a brand new house,
yeah,
knowing that you picked it out and you designed it. It's small, but it's a nice little area. Um, I'm comfortable in it. I really like it.
okay, that's good.
Yeah. The
That's good.
mortgage is a bit expensive, but I'll manage.
Do you think that's gonna come down all the interest rates and stuff?
They better. Yeah. They better because this is hard right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like no vacations anytime soon.
I know,
Just
and that's interesting because you
nothing.
used to go. You've been everywhere,
Yeah.
Europe, Argentina. You've been
Yeah,
everywhere.
there were no vacations for a while.
So, do you think that investing in properties, making that sacrifice, is it beneficial for the? Because I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, vacation, travel, learn, become more, all this stuff," and they attribute all this growth to vacations. Even though I do believe that there is some growth to vacations, because you learn new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things, new foods, ways of dress. You do learn a lot. So, do you think you're giving up vacations to be a property owner has been it's good in the long run for you or for anyone in
Well,
general?
I mean, it's necessary right now. I don't really have a choice.
Okay.
So yeah, for now that's how it is. I'm sure I'm sure I'll travel later. I've done a lot of traveling, so
Yeah.
yeah, a year or two if I don't go anywhere, that's okay. Last year I was in Italy in March and then I was in Argentina in August.
Uh,
So if I go a year or two without going anywhere, that's fine.
how was Argentina? Given that their economy is kind of
I thought it was
wrecked.
it was it was great. It's nice. It's kind of like it's like a European city, but a little bit dirtier, a little bit
Dirtier?
yeah, a little bit poorer,
Oh, okay.
but it's still beautiful.
Do they have a lot of old structures?
Yeah, yeah.
Old cathedrals, anything like that?
They have the oldest cathedral there in Latin America.
Oh, the oldest
The
cathedral
oldest
there?
cathedral in Latin America, in Buenos Aires.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
What about Italy? How'd you like Italy?
Italy's Italy.
Could you expand a little
Italy
bit?
is. I mean, yeah, Italy is. Yeah, Italy is. That's where it all began.
One of the things that I like that you said about Italy is that you told me that you went over there and you ate all this food, all this bread. You eating bread every day, but you never felt bloated or anything like that. And when you came back the very first day, you felt.
Well, that's because over there you're walking a lot too, so you're constantly walking all day. Yeah.
Do you think our food, that we sell here, because you hear a lot of stuff about, you know, all this stuff that they're putting into our breads, like bleaches and things like that.
Absolutely, yeah. I think so. I'm not an expert on nutrition, but I do notice that Europeans, you in general, are healthier and they seem more fit.
Do you think it's because of the walking or the food?
Both,
Both.
yeah.
How much walking did you do over there?
All day, walking all day.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a
I
tourist
would
too.
say I would say between 6 to 10 miles a day of walking.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot of miles.
yeah.
You mind if we talk about work?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Hey, yeah, I know you're in a specialized team now. You're a Met deputy, mental health evaluation team. Do you think that all that training has helped you deal with the public better? Because I know you've been through all these classes. Every week you're telling me, "Oh, got to do this, got to do this class, this
It
class."
has. It has absolutely.
Are there any like anything you can tell regular people? Because I see I myself and people that I talk to, we're running into homeless like everywhere with with strong mental health issues. What can we do to make sure that we're safe around people that when we see them and they have these strong mental health issues?
What can we do?
Yeah, as an individual,
Stay away and call a professional.
would you call 911 right away or just Just stay away
if
from them.
necessary, if they seem like they're in distress, or yeah, if they're about to hurt themselves or hurt somebody else, yeah, absolutely call the professionals.
So what about like if you see one on your side of the street, would you recommend crossing the street and staying away from them like that, or just turn around and walk the other way, or just take your chances and walk through?
As long as they're not bothering anybody, I just keep on going about my day, mind my own business.
You think we're making any dents in that as a society? Because we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on homelessness.
No, zero. We're not doing any dent at all. This whole mental crisis is fueled by drug addiction and
So do you think?
coupled with mental health also.
Because I personally think that a lot of these people are self-medicating. They have so many bad experiences that in order to get through their day, they take all these drugs, these like heroin and fentanyl and meth. And I think that's what's caused a lot of the mental health issue.
Yeah, well, addiction and mental health goes hand in hand. A lot of these addicts have their brains already fried because of all the years of drug usage, so it's too late. They're done.
Can they ever be repaired? Like,
No. I'm not a doctor again, but I know that from what I've seen and what I've read and what I've studied is damage to the brain is from drug usage is irreversible.
ugh, that sucks.
Yeah. Once again, I'm not an expert on the topic, but from what I've read and what I've studied.
Yeah, I've run into people where, like, when they were high, they're highly paranoid. And you see them. I've seen them like years later, and they're still, even though they're sober, they're still paranoid. They're still whatever I saw them experiencing when they were high. They kept that particular issue.
Yeah,
Like,
drug usage does cause permanent effects and damage to your brain. We all know that.
I know, but a lot
They
of
teach
people,
that in school since you're a kid. Say no to drugs.
yeah, I know, but right now in our society, they're trying to pretend like we should be, and I think we should be empathetic to people, but like we shouldn't be judgmental. We shouldn't tell them no. We should tell all humans do whatever they want to do. It seems that's the idea I get. That's the perception I get.
Well, I mean, I think those are excuses because, I mean, we all know what drugs do. So you do it at your own risk. You're going to go be doing drugs, then you're going to have to pay for the consequences and the effects of it.
Would you recommend to? Because I see a lot of younger people getting into drugs. What would you recommend to help those people not get into drugs?
I would focus heavily on playing sports,
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
being active in sports. For me, growing up as an adolescent, I was obsessed with playing soccer and cross country running and just being active. And that was my addiction, playing soccer, and that was my high. And even to this age, I mean, I just went for a mountain bike right now.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me
So,
that earlier.
mountain bike ride, and I, I mean, I don't play soccer as much as I used to, but I'm 48 now. And I just stopped playing maybe a year or two ago because of injuries.
Oh, yeah. I always tell people participate in something, whether it be martial arts, some kind of discipline, football, baseball, something. But participate in something with that so that it takes up a lot of your time. Because it could be in like I forget what they call like horseback riding. There's equestrian, I believe, so that.
Hmm.
Yeah, even that. I think as long as we put ourselves into something that occupies us, we're less likely to turn to drugs.
Yeah,
What did you do when you were a kid? What was your favorite sport?
soccer.
Soccer?
Mhm.
Oh,
Still is, and tennis. I still play tennis and
you were telling me about some pickle tennis, something like that. Is there a different kind of tennis?
pickleball.
Yeah, isn't that like
Oh,
tennis?
yeah, it's the new fad right now.
What is that like? What do you do on that?
It's like tennis. It's kind of like ping pong tennis.
Ping pong tennis?
Yeah,
I've never
I
seen
don't
that.
care for it.
You don't care for
No,
it?
I tried it 3 times and I didn't like it because
Uh,
I'm a tennis player and yeah, no.
you're kind of old fashioned and
Pickleball. Yeah, that right bug, is that what it's called? Yeah, yeah,
pickleball.
pickleball. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's a huge fad right now. I don't know why, but yeah.
Earlier, you were telling me that you don't have any. Well, you've told us since I met you.
I don't have
How come you
what?
don't have social media and things like that? How come you don't have any? What do you think the?
Oh, I hate social media
Why?
because I don't think it's natural. I don't think uh, it's not normal for human beings to be communicating with each other just through a text or a photograph or paragraphs that they put for all their 100 friends to read. I communicate with people. I say hello to people. I shake their hands. I hug people. I speak to people like I am speaking to you right now.
But you don't think like the printing press had that same effect? Now you're able to spread ideas through a greater amount of people,
Yeah.
and you don't think social media or that can have the same effect on people?
Well, I mean, it can have a positive and a negative effect too.
Yeah, yeah,
Just like the whole riots in 2020, the George Floyd thing, all that was all fueled by social media.
yeah,
That
yeah,
whole lie, that it was all social media.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. That was quite a debacle. Mm.
Yeah. I just think for the first time in human history, we are all the entire globe is connected to each other in a blink
Yeah,
of an eye, in a second.
yeah. I can talk to
Somebody,
someone in
yeah,
Italy. Yeah,
yeah. And I mean that's convenient and it's all cool and all, but I mean there's got to be regulations and limits to all this stuff. It's not normal. It's not natural. Um, yeah,
yeah.
I
How
don't
about
care for it.
if we limit people's time on it? You think that would be? You think they'd be good at that point? It could be
Yeah,
something
sure.
beneficial
I
to
mean it's
society.
convenient. It's a nice little. I mean it's cool, I guess, for a little bit. Um, whatever. But I mean people are obsessed. These teenagers nowadays don't even
Yeah,
speak to people. They don't know how to speak to people
yeah,
because they communicate through a picture or their phone. They're on their That's how they communicate. You can't have a conversation with them because they're not able to. They don't even know what to say.
yeah. I was talking to a 21-year-old one time, and they were telling me how they went to a club,
Mhm.
and it was some big popular club. I haven't been to clubs in forever, but it was some big popular club, and that it was like at midnight, and there were very few people dancing. That everyone was just standing against the walls on their phones, doing their little TikToks, and like,
Yeah, that's not normal.
yeah, I'm like,
Human beings are social creatures no, by nature. We're
yeah, we're
social.
meant to be next to each other
We're
and
meant
with each other.
to
Yeah.
we're meant to communicate with each other and not through electronic means or fake stuff.
So it's not going to go away. So what do you think is going to happen to us as a species? What would be your prediction?
You know what? Disney made a movie one time, a couple years ago, that showed everybody. The characters were all on couches and they're all just unhealthy. And I forgot the name of the movie. Do you remember the name of
Oh,
the movie?
Wally, Wally.
Wally.
Yeah,
Wally.
yeah.
Yes, Wally.
Everybody's all big and
Yes.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how I feel that human society is headed towards.
Really?
Yeah.
What about like Elon Musk wants to integrate AI into our brain? You think that'll ever happen?
I don't even know what that is, but whatever. I don't think it's natural, normal. No.
Yeah, he wants to insert a chip in us
Hmm.
with leads that go into our brain that would help us to communicate with technology. Like if I have this implant in my brain, I can operate my laptop, I can operate my cell phone, I can operate
Okay. Yeah,
an exoskeleton.
that's not normal. Once again, you have men playing the role of God.
Yeah.
Is that how God designed us to have an implant in our brain so we could communicate with a computer? No. So yeah, it's not normal. It's not natural.
So you wouldn't never like what if it works? What if it makes paraplegics walk again?
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that would. Yeah, I guess so. I would have to say okay to that one.
Would you draw a line? Like,
I draw the line somewhere, but in that situation, in that example, I would. Yeah.
because some of the predictions are that it's going to help people see again, it's going to help people walk again.
Yeah, in those situations, I would be for it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're okay with some technology as long as it's beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you In your perfect world, would you go back to like the 70s, 80s, or you're okay with things the way things are now?
I'm stuck in the 80s still. I love the 80s.
Yeah, yeah,
I think everything about the 80s was great. 90s too. Mhm.
yeah. The music was definitely different. The
Music,
movies were definitely different.
the movies, the dress, the cars. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right now it's a different time now. I've fallen behind and I could care
I
less.
don't think you've fallen behind because I see you have a lot of late, like all your cars are super modern. You have the latest cell phone. You still have technology, even though you kind of buck up against it a lot. But everything about you, I still see you have a lot of high tech stuff.
Well, I really don't have much of a choice. It's like forced on you.
Mm.
You know, my cell phone was like 7, 8 years old, and it worked just fine. And until I dropped it and it finally broke, I had to get a new phone.
Yeah, me personally, I think I like the way technology has made life so easy for everybody. I think it's been detrimental into some segments of the population, but I like how it's made life so easy for
Yeah,
everybody.
absolutely. It is convenient. It has been convenient. Yes, I agree with you.
But I also think at the same point that it's changing society. It's
Yeah,
like men
technology.
are no longer men the way they used to be, leaders and assertive and protectors. I don't see that. I mean, I still see that in some people because I see that in you. I see the way you are with people that we come into contact with at work. But for the most part, I don't see that too often anymore. I think our gender roles have been, I don't want to say twisted, but something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you.
So we can't. I don't want to be on here too long because the AI told us that the human brain only will watch for about 20 minutes. So we try to keep it short.
Oh no, I can go along.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Me and you talk for hours,
yeah.
but for the recording. So
Oh,
I
okay.
just wanted to, what could we tell men today to make them better people, better human beings? What advice would you tell a man today to make him a better person?
Just to be normal, not to be so easily influenced by outside influences, and to stick to their guns and be themselves, and to lay off the social media and go out for a hike and be active, travel, go eat, be yourself, be normal. Don't be obsessed with what trends are out there or what people think, or just be yourself. And if people like you for who you are like that, great. And if they don't, it's okay.
Yeah, but that's hard for some people to accept. A lot, everybody, because as a species, we want to be accepted by as many people as possible, because that's how we advanced. You know, when we work together, when we're accepted. If we're ostracized from the group, then you die. Or not now, but 100,000 years ago, if you were ostracized from the village, you died. There's no chance. And that's how come I think now people are so quick to say yes, 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 yes to everything, and not want to stand up for what's right. They just want to go with the whole group think stuff.
Yeah, me, I've always been myself. I've never been much of a follower or bandwagoner. I'm just my own guy.
Yeah, that's one
Yeah.
thing I've admired about you.
Yeah.
You've always been, you know, not a group think kind of guy.
Yeah. I really, you know what? Going back to the role model thing, this isn't a role model for me because I think the dude's an asshole. But I really admire Morrissey.
Morrissey?
Yes, I really admire that guy
Why?
because number one, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant
Yeah, he is.
musician,
Yeah, that's true.
and number two, he's never really cared about going. What's the word? Mainstream. He's always been himself. His musical genius and sense has always been his very own.
Yeah, he said there's
Um,
no meat at his concerts.
yeah, and he's not mainstream. He doesn't care about that, and he's himself. So, and I love his music. Even though he's an asshole, I still love his music.
Yeah. Remember the concert we went to? He only had sang 3 songs, and then he said deuces.
Yep. That's him. That's
I
him.
was like, what? All this
hmm
money? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Adrian, thank you so much for coming and having this conversation with me.
No problem,
And
buddy.
to everyone out there, thank you for watching. I hope that you've learned something. And if you have anything to ask, any questions, leave it in the comment section, and either me or my guest will do our best to answer those questions. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.